Right there, everybody, welcome along to Helheim Racing, and today it is Portugal, not just the Grand Prix though, it is the sprint race. 2, of course. Round 8 of this very nice season so far. The attendance isn't looking as good as we normally get it, but what a beautiful track it is. Very nice and sunny out here on the race intro and also in the actual game too. So it's going to be a very, very nice evening of racing for definite. Tyres on your screen then for this Portuguese sprint race. C5, C4 and C3, the soft, medium and the hard, of course. But we're in for a treat today. Of course, we don't normally get sprint races very often, and it came as a surprise to me as well, to be fair. So sprint race first and then the Grand Prix, which is just after in a few moments. Well, it won't be in a few moments time, but it pretty much feels like that once we get this sprint race done. But only about a minute or so, everybody, and we'll get going. Unfortunately, I wasn't speaking during the formation lap because I swapped the cables around on my headset, and then the mic just stopped working. But we got it all right. It's all right, and the sprint race is up next. Whew, it's gonna be very nice, everybody. Hope you're all having a very nice day. And I see Pro Gamer is in the chat here for Helheim Racing tonight on the Wednesday. It is round 8 in Portugal. Not really too long left of the season, to be absolutely honest with you. Only a few rounds. Probably 5 or 6 at the most now. So this season, absolutely flying by at Helheim Racing. But the sprint race first then. I think there's about 13 or 14 drivers here today, unless I looked when people were still joining, but we'll have to see that. Right, let's get it going, everybody. For the sprint race here in Portimao, it is round 8, and we'll be getting going literally in a few moments' time. Normally, I'm just saying that, but it will be pretty soon now. Before we get going, it's very nice and sunny out here today. I've seen it when it's absolutely chucking it down, and you don't really want that here in Portugal. Not really too great, but anyway, it is bright and sunny skies down here for this sprint race, everybody, in Portimao. Round 8 gets underway. It's lights out, and away we go. Gambit off the line with a beautiful start in the Ferrari. The 2 Saubers trying to chase him into turn 1. Can Gambit hold it into turn 1? Yes, he can. Betty tries to challenge. Big Bazooms 2, and the Red Bull of Rated is already sticking it up the inside there, trying to make his move through on lap 1 of 11 in this sprint race, everybody. Gambit in the lead from Betty, second place. Big Bazooms in third. Then from Rated, Critical Presence, Venom, JC, Blazed, RJ, STE, Elmez, Matt Brooks, Back Me God, and Peter in this sprint race. As STE into P10, getting through past Elmez on this on the first lap of 11 in Portimao. Is now trying around the inside line. RJ on Blazed. Can he make the move with a brand new wheel in this race? He had it last race as well, but didn't really have much time to use it. No, my days. Right. For some reason, I can hear myself, which is a bit weird. Hang on. It's never happened before. Right. What is going on here? Why can I hear myself? I don't know if you can hear me double on the stream, but I can definitely hear myself twice. And it's very random. Hang on. Wait. Oh my god, it's still doing it. Jesus. Right. It's looking like no game sound for now. I'm not too sure why that's going on, but lap 2 of 11 then, everybody, in the sprint race. Very nice start from Betty, who got ahead of Gambit in the sprint so far. Betty with the fastest lap as well as we cross that line down into turn 1. The Ferrari trying to catch the Sauber as Big Presumes then tries to make a move as well through past the Ferrari, getting very close indeed, and trying to make his way through if possible. But lap 3 of 11, 14 drivers joining us for today's sprint in Portimao. And Betty leads the drivers from the Ferrari, from the other Sauber, then from the Red Bull of Rated, trying to get his foot up the inside there. And now Venom too, who is very, very much closing in on Rated F1. Can he go around the outside and make the move on lap 3? The Red Bull going very wide, taking too much curb there. It sends him off balance. Then the Williams down the inside. Venom into 4. Critical Presence through to 5 as well. Rated drops down to 7 as well now. He's losing many positions down to 8, being overtaken lots and lots of times. He was up in 4, now down in 8 after losing 4 positions, going off the track, losing balance, and now back on the track in 8th position. JC 7, Blaze 6, as JC just mentioned in the chat not long ago, that it's coming up to about a year that he's been part of the Helheim racing community, which is very nice to see. As lap 3 of 11 turned into lap 4, we crossed the line, and it's the McLaren ahead of JC, ahead of Rated then, down the straight. Can anybody make a move? Rated possibly on the Williams. The Williams getting close to the McLaren. The Williams down the inside. JC into 6, Blazed down to 7. That was very nice indeed as he made the move down the inside. Rated tries to get through past Blaze as Blaze tries to get back again through, but JC gets ahead. Rated though, he's not going to let that one slide now, trying to get down the inside of JC. Gambit at the same time up in 2nd place, being overtaken as Big Bazooms down to 4. Venom into 3rd. This man is on a roll in Portimao. Brilliant stuff as he's into 3. Big Bazooms then goes a bit drops a bit further back into 4 as Critical Presence now is on the back side of the Sauber, who's had a bit of a shocking lap, to be fair, losing quite a lot of time. I'm not exactly sure why the game sound isn't working. I can try and sort it at some point. But yeah, it's very weird. Very, very weird. It never normally does that. Oh, I know why it was doing it. Give me a moment, guys. Hang on. Right. Nope, it's still doing. Okay, let's go back to the next Critical Presence. Getting through past Big Bazooms. That was very nice as he makes that move, goes through, and job well done. Very, very easily done from that man. Let me just quickly try this. Hang on. Man, what the hell is going on with this capture card today? Betty with a very nice start, everybody. Holding on to this race very well indeed. Up in the lead as Gambit holds 2nd place, then Venom 3rd, Critical Presence 4th from Big Presumes 5, Rated 6, JC 7, Blazed 8, ST 9, RJ 10, Matt Brooks 11. The 2 Alpines come in 10 and 11. We'd expect better from these two, to be fair, but today in the sprint race, really not going their way. Can they try and pull it back? Is the question. Yeah, the sound is completely broken. I can try and fix that at some point later. It always seems like something breaks as soon as we start streaming. It does my head in. Electronics. But anyway. Lap 6 of 11 and half race distance for this sprint. And then we've got a whole Grand Prix after this as well. Of course, no qualifying. We have got one-shot qualifying, but not really the same, is it? Only one lap. So very, very fast indeed. As Peter tries to gain on Elma, has just been overtaken. Can he go back for the move again and re-overtake the RB? Getting very much closer to the Haas car as he takes it a bit wider, heading through the right-hander there. He's half a second down on his last lap as he tries to gain on the Haas car with 5 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. But at the moment, Peter not being able to do anything. Maybe down the straight, will he find a bit of speed? We'll check back on that in a moment as Gambit into the lead. Betty down to second place. And down the straight as well, Big Presumed in 4. Venom holds on to 3rd very well indeed. Matt Brooks in 9. STE in 10 as they go side by side. The McLaren right off the track then as the Alpine goes a little bit wide off the track, and SDE tries to get himself up and ahead in this race. But he's through past one Alpine. Can he get through past the other is the question. Only a little bit behind him now. I'm sure he can make that move if he keeps making the push on this race, everybody. It's been very successful from him so far. I'm sure he's not going to stop now. That sound is annoying me. Okay, right. Lap 8 or 11. I can try and get that sorted in the break between... you know what? During one-shot qualifying, I might give it a go. Try and get that sorted because no game sound is a bit annoying. I'm sure you don't want to just hear my voice. Game sound is quite nice. But Betty trying to gain on Gambit with only a few laps to go in this sprint race today in Portimao. Round 8. The first half of it is nearly complete. Then the Grand Prix up next. And Betty and Gambit, the two very much top dogs in this league, are fighting for the lead. The audio is better, not going to lie. Well, fair enough, mate. Thing is, there's a lot of people that prefer the game sounds, people that don't. So, you know, if you're saying the audio is better, fair enough. Yeah, we'll have to see what the Helheim boys say. But lap 8 of 11. Betty round towards the final corner. Gambit in the lead by 0.5 of a second. Very nicely done so far. Venom as well, I've got to say, brilliant race from him today. Really, really well done. He's very much closing in on the front guys. Look at this. He's only 0.7 behind as Betty goes for the move on Gambit. Tries to get a bit closer. Can't do it today. Has to stay behind then on lap 9 in this race. Gambit in the lead. Who can take it today? Down below, Matt Brooks getting overtaken. Blaze getting overtaken by Matt Brooks down into turn 1. STE, I think, just been overtaken by RJ. So 2 Alpines moving up positions and ironically both overtaking McLarens then on this lap, which is very nice to see. But Blaze trying to make a move on Matt Brooks back again down the inside. Will he let it slide? Isn't looking like it as he goes for that move. Tries to close the gap, but this time gets outdone by Matt Brooks once again on this lap, everybody. But Gambit still in the lead. Got a 2/10 gap. Venom is 0.6 behind now as Blaze gets a 3-second penalty. But we are very much closing in on the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. Venom has got a fighting chance at this win. Let me tell you that. He's definitely on for a podium if he keeps this up. He's got 4/10 gap to the guys in front. The battling up at the front has helped him gain. Has he now got the speed to be a race winner once again in Helheim Racing? He's going to head round the final corner and towards the line. Can he gain any time on Betty and Gambit? He's only just half a second behind them. He needs to gain. Lots of DRS he can use down here. As up in the front, Gambit down the inside, Betty on the outside line. All this is going to help Venom as he now is closing in. Can Venom make the move as he tries to get closer to Betty? Betty stays in second. Critical presence for a 3-second time penalty on the penultimate lap of the sprint race. Sorry. And Betty tries to go for the move on Gambit. Not this time. Gambit holds it on the penultimate. Who will take the win between the top two, possibly the top three, if Venom can step it up a bit and maybe try and get the overtake on the top two. Boys, he is right there behind. Venom has had a classy race today. Brilliant race from him. Very nicely done. Can he get it, though, in the top two? Top three is good enough, but I'm sure he wants that win. He's going to get very close to the Sauber as he tries to make that move, but this time can't do it on the penultimate lap of the race. Now only one lap more once we cross that line. Venom positioning his car perfectly to get the better line out of the final two corners to try and maximise his chances of winning this sprint race. Venom third place then. He's going to gain down towards Betty and Gambit. Anybody could take it in the top three today as they've really broke off from the pack. 4 seconds the gap. DRS activated for Venom. Betty with the DRS2. Can Venom gain any more? Can Betty gain any more? Just dragging each other along. Nothing really on the final lap. But they're going to get a bit closer then as Venom very much nearly spins around on the first corner. Bit iffy on the tyres. Betty's getting very much closer to Gambit then with a half a second gap. Gambit is driving perfectly so far. But will he win the race? The top three without a penalty today, which is very nice to see. So it's going to be raw race pace. And whoever finishes ahead is going to win. But let's see, whose race will it be today? Venom, Betty, or Gambit? The top. Wow, voice crack. The top without game sound as well. That's actually awful. The top three on lap 11 of 11 is Gambit, Betty, and Venom. It's been a beautiful sprint race so far with 11 laps in. Very, very nicely done. And Venom in third place isn't looking like he can make a move. Betty is the same, and Gambit as he rounds off the final few corners and towards the line. The gap is a second between Betty and Gambit down towards the line. Can Venom overtake? I don't think he can. Gambit though will take the win for the sprint race in Portimao. Over the line, Betty just about takes it as Venom tries his look down the inside. Over the line, Big Presumed comes home for 4, rated 5, critical presence in 6, Matt Brooks 7, JC 8, as RJ gets 9, ST 10, Batmigod 11, Blaze 12, Elmez will take 13, Peter will take 14 as they come up towards the line now. Very, very nice sprint race, everybody. Next up is the Grand Prix, but just wait about because we've got a lovely race intro to get into, which is the same as the sprint race one, but I've actually got a little speech prepared, which hopefully is going to go okay, but you know, if it doesn't and I butcher it, it is what it is. But very nice sprint race, everybody. As the finished results are here. Gambit, Betty, Venom, your top 3. Big Presumes 4, rated 5. Crit in 6, Matt Brooks 7, JC 8, RJ just about in the top 10, STE in 10th position. That is it for the sprint. Next up, one-shot qualifying and then the Grand Prix. But for now, I'm going to try and fix this audio, so I'll see you pretty soon. Right, everybody, I've actually, I think I've got the, wait a sec. Oh, I think the game sound is working. Let me just quickly track it. Yes, perfect. Game sound, everybody. We've actually got it. Right, okay. Next up is the one-shot qualifying, and then just after that is complete, I will be doing the race intro. Right, everybody. We are, for some reason, still waiting. I think we've got another one-shot qualifying. Right, one-shot qualifying is going. I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding there. As we, I think they thought I needed the break now. I'm not too sure, but anyway, one-shot qualifying now, everybody, and then the not sprint race, sorry, the main Grand Prix is after that, which is great. The actual racing action that we all are here to watch. But here comes one-shot qualifying then. Everybody, the game sound all of a sudden apparently now isn't working, I think, which is great. Oh, never mind. Oh, it is working. It is working. There we go. JC then, so far in the lead of this session. Gambit further ahead of that. Then Big Bazooms. I mean, you can't really commentate this, can you? It's absolutely crazy up at the front, especially here at Helheim Racing. Always, everybody always fights to be on the top of their game, and it absolutely shows. It really, really does. As here in qualifying, Big Bazooms is looking very strong through the first and middle sectors. Very, very much looking very strong. It could be a good lap for Big Bazooms. Can he keep it all together, though, through the rest of it? He's going to head round and towards the final few corners here in Portugal. Can Big Bazooms be on pole for the sprint? JC, we've seen be on pole 3 times this season. He's now in the lead. Can JC be the pole sitter once again for the 3rd time this season? JC round the final corner and over the line. Can he take pole 3 in a row? JC 3 for 3 in Helheim Racing. Very, very nice. And JC is on pole position again. The question is, can he transform that pole into a win? He hasn't been able to do that the last 2 times of asking. Now, could 3rd time be the charm? As Portuguese Grand Prix then, one-shot qualifying is complete. It's JC from Gambit, from Venom, from Betty, Big Bazooms, Rated, Critical Presence, Bat Me God, RJ, Matt Brooks, STE, Elmez, Peter, and Blaze. Next up is the race intro for the Grand Prix. We'll see you in a few moments' time. Atlantic winds sweep across the hills of Portimao as the Helheim Racing World Championship roars into round 8 for the Portuguese Grand Prix. With sweeping curves, brutal elevation changes, and no margin for error, this circuit rewards the brave and punishes the reckless. The pressure's rising, the points are tight, and every move could define this season. Let's light it up, everybody, for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Tyres on your screen there now. It is the C5, the C4, and the C3 for this Grand Prix, which is up next. It is, of course, the soft, the medium, and the hard. The fastest, the balanced, and the longer-lasting tyres of the hards today. Just at the sprint race, the racing was phenomenal. Let's get the same thing in the race. Very nice starting grid. JC will be taking pole for the 3rd time this season. Can he transform that win into that pole into a race win? Here we go then. The Grand Prix up in a few moments' time, everybody. This is going to be great. It's going to be absolutely brilliant, everybody, for the Helheim. Why don't you do that for PGS tomorrow? Well, I am going to do that for PGS, mate. I've only just started doing it. I'm going to do it for every league. So, yeah, for PGS, I will be doing that too. Let me know if that was okay. Last time, the F1 music was too loud for my voice, but I think I've turned it down. It's so cool. Great. I appreciate it. That's good. That's good. I'm gonna improve it as much as I can, but you know what? I think that's pretty good so far. Thanks for that. Right. Okay. Grand Prix up next. I've told them I'm ready, so we are ready to go. And hopefully we can get going in a second. It does say waiting for players, so it should mean that we are going in a second. But we've had the sprint race. We've had 2 one-shot qualifying. JC on pole for this race for the 3rd time in this season, if I've got my facts right. But from what I can remember, I think this is the 3rd time I've seen him on pole in this season. But JC, he's been doing very well in qualifying, but the races just really aren't showing what he is capable of. I've got to say, it really isn't, and it is very unfortunate. But hopefully he can transform the race into something today. After getting a brilliant qualifying time, you don't really want something like that to go to waste. So hopefully he can do something good today, give us some nice racing action. Sound and everything is perfect. What I'd add to make it cool is talking about people stats. Yeah. What I was going to do is add track stats and stuff as well, with the track map and everything. Right, everybody, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights on the grid then for the Portuguese Grand Prix. JC on pole for the 3rd time running in Helheim. He gets away. It's lights out. Away we go once again. Not a good start as Gambit now already trying to stick his car up the inside in the Ferrari. He can't do it this time on the inside in Portimao. JC leads into turn 1 from pole position. He misjudges the corner there a little bit, goes a bit wide as Gambit will try and pick up on every piece he can. He's gaining already on the Williams. Can he make the move on the first lap of 33? Right up the backside of him now, but this time can't go for that move. Venom in 3rd then, trying to make a move as well. The 2 Williams qualified very well so far here in Portimao, 1 and 3. Maybe Venom can get himself a bit further up. He finishes 3rd in the sprint race, couldn't find any more overtakes. Can he find any more today is the question. He could overtake Gambit possibly. He's very much close to him at the minute. Could it be a Williams 1-2? Could it be a Sauber 1-2? They're 4 and 5 in this race. He could go any way in Portugal today. Let's look at this from the front. Venom trying to make the move on Gambit. This is getting close as JC being overtaken by Gambit. Then he goes through down the inside into the lead of the Grand Prix on lap 1 of 33. JC 2nd place, Venom 3rd, Betty 4 then as they all head down into turn 1. 1 to start the second lap of 33. Very nice start to the race so far. Then the two Williams giving it absolutely everything. Now Venom looking like he might go for a move on his teammate. He's getting very closer. JC down the inside then for the lead once again from pole down to second. Back into the lead then on to lap 2 of 33. Gambit then switches back underneath. And Venom now finds his footing. Tries to get on the inside of his teammate who gets overtaken. And now JC from the lead to third place within 2 laps. Gambit for a very nice start. He won the sprint race here today. Can he win the Grand Prix too? It would be an absolute cherry on top for him in his Scarlet Red Ferrari. But we'll see what he can do. Of course, the whole race ahead of us. Lots of pit stops to come as well, and maybe some carnage as well to add on to that. But we'll have to see what's going to happen. The two Saubers and the two Williams come in 2, 3, 4, and 5 as they're all sat very, very close to each other. I've got to say, 14 drivers here today. The worst attendance we've had in this season so far, but the racing is still class. It is absolutely brilliant, and that will never change here at Helheim Racing. Gambit in the lead of this Grand Prix still by 0.4 of a second on the third lap of 33. 30 laps to go then in this race as Venom now closes in, tries to take the chance that he didn't get in the sprint. Could Venom be a race winner today is the question. Is it a stretch? He's in second place in the Williams, doing very well indeed. Maybe a Williams 1-2 would be nice as well, but, you know, it's very hard to outperform Gambit. It really, really is, and I think he's leading the championship at the moment. I'll have to quickly have a look. Let's see. Never mind, Betty leading the championship, but it's Matt Brooks second. It is Gambit in third, and he is only 6 points behind Matt Brooks. So if he outperforms Matt today, which is looking like he's going to outperform him by a hell of a lot, after this race so far, Gambit will take second place in the championship. He's already as well outperforming Betty, who is leading the championship by 232 points. So Gambit would essentially be the better man out of this, picking up most of the points and closing in the gap to Betty to gain the championship lead and once again claim another World Championship title in Helheim Racing. I'm not sure how many Gambit's won, but I know he's won, I think, 1 or 2 in this league. And Venom then chasing down Gambit into turn 1. Can he make a move? Lap 4 of 33. Venom this time, still again, can't make an overtake. Behind that is JC in this race in Portimao. The two Saubers coming 4 and 5. SGE getting the overtake on Matt Brooks then, down to 9. As Matt down the inside with all the confidence that he needs into P8 then, getting the overtake on the McLaren, sorry, as he gets very nicely through there into 8th position, which is absolutely perfect. Garrison, I saw was in the VC earlier on, but isn't here for the race today, unfortunately. I'm not too sure why. Hasn't scored any points then, the Canadian driver of Garrison, down in 20 in the driver's standings with no points this season. He was driving very well, actually, last race out in Singapore. In Las Vegas. But the issue with that was he absolutely binned it into the barrier and his race was over like that, which is unfortunate because he was driving very much up at the front for majority of the race. But Gambit, the consistency from this man is unmatched. Never comes into an issue in his Ferrari. He's going to head down into turn 1 and cross that line to start lap 5, still in the lead by half a second now as Venom still gaining and gaining. He does this every lap around but just can't get enough to overtake on the Ferrari. JC in third then. Betty in fourth, still big bazooms. No position changes so far. It's very quiet out there on the grid. Here we go then, the Alpine trying to catch critical presence. can't do so at the moment. Blaze with a 3-second penalty. The first driver to get one as well today in the Grand Prix in Helheim for Portugal. But it's very nice so far. I've got to say, I think the race intro went fairly well as well. And the positive feedback in the chat makes me very happy. Hopefully we can keep building on that every week. Make that video even better. And yeah, I was running a bit late today, so I've literally compiled that video in, what, half an hour before the race started. So that's why I was a little bit late to join him. But you know, we need to give me some suggestions like you've just gave me in the chat, mate, and we can keep improving that. But Venom trying to catch Gambit then on lap 6 of 33. And very enjoyable watch so far, I've got to say. It is kind of dying down at the moment, but it may be dying down, but everybody's still fairly close. And by fairly, I mean right next to each other in this race. Absolutely are. It's going very nicely indeed for majority of the drivers here today on lap 6. Venom trying to catch Gambit at the moment, and in the minute can't do so, but he is keeping his a good distance, which is what he wants to be doing. Right then, down the straight, once again, everybody, Gambit leads. Venom, second place. Critical Presence overtaking JC. JC, bearing in mind, was on pole. He's nearly been overtaken by the Red Bull behind a Batman God as well. This man is very good in qualifying. He just can't do it in the race. Always losing the positions, unfortunately. And you know, it is really sad, to be fair, because he's so good in qualifying. You just can't put it together in the race at the moment. He really can't. Being overtaken many times. And lap 7 of 33. JC now in 6th from pole position at the start today, looking like he can't transform that pole into a win, just as of yet anyway. But Gambit in the lead by 0.7 of a second now. Before you know it, that gap will be a second. Venom in second place, trying to chase down Gambit in this race. Blaze with a 10-second penalty, everybody. In this race, that is the second penalty that we see from him. JC then in the pit lane, and Blazed as well. That's where he picked up his 10 as he changes his wing. JC out of the pit lane now on the hard compound tyres. Now, is that going to be a good strategy call? Hopefully it is. I really, really wish this man the best. Hopefully he can have a good race today and pull it back as much as possible. But Gambit in the lead, like I mentioned, the gap will reach a second, and it absolutely has now. 1.1 seconds between him and Betty in this race in Portugal at this moment in time. It's very well done from the Ferrari at the moment. His teammate isn't here today. I can't actually remember who his teammate is. Who is his teammate? Keep Melody, there we go. Who is not joining us today, unfortunately. Like I mentioned, not amazing for attendance. We are missing a few. But 14 drivers, you got to give it to him. Still very good, and I think the quality of the racing very much makes up for it, doesn't it? It is superb. But Venom into turn 1, trying to make the move on Betty, who is into second place now, by the way, overtaking Venom, I believe, to get there. Matt Brooks then into 5. Crit trying to challenge. Should take that 5th position. Whose position will it be? For now, it'll be Matt Brooks who's into 5. Down into turn 1. Matt Brooks trying to break the toe from the Mercedes. Now about me God and Critical Presence as well. Very close to each other, possibly a move we're going to get soon. Also, I'd like to announce something actually. If anyone here listening, I've been working on the stream to try and get like replays and stuff. So like, you know, after the race start, I can clip the race start, and I just click a button on my stream deck, and it'll play a replay on the screen alongside the live action. If you think that'd be pretty cool, let me know, and I'll try and get that sorted. And yeah, I think that'd be pretty damn cool, but we'll have to see. Here we go then, down towards turn 1, everybody. Critical Presence on the Red Bull of Bat Me God, and the move opening up down the inside. The Mercedes with a beautiful move as he opens it up into the inside line on lap 11 of 33. We are a third into this Grand Prix, and that is one sprint race distance done here today. 1/3 into the race then, 2/3 to go. And the racing still quite nice indeed. Gambit is 1.2 ahead of the pack, and it's already looking, you know, pretty much done for him. He is ahead and pulling away quite nicely from Betty. Of course, Gambit and Betty, quite big rivals in this league. And, you know, who could take it? You never know. Betty is right behind and ready to sacrifice anything he's got to overtake Gambit here today on lap 11 of 33. As this lap comes to a close then pretty soon, and we start lap 12 of 33. Safety car would be nice, wouldn't it, I think? We need an Abu Dhabi 2021 R safety car, yes, we do. Ooh, 20 laps to go, everybody. Gambit 1.4. This man is a different breed. Actually flying ahead then of Betty at the moment. Venom in third position then. Big Presumes in four. Matt Brooks in five. I think he's actually made a few positions up today, actually. Where is he? Up five, yes, from 10. Very nice indeed. And the biggest position gainer in this race is Blaze with a 3-second penalty. And the only driver actually to get a penalty in this race today. But JC, the biggest position loser, down 11 after starting on pole, just hasn't gone his way today. It really, really hasn't. And, you know, his qualifying pace is far better than his race pace at the moment. But he did pit. Is a reason why he lost a lot of positions. RJ pitted too and blazed. So whose race will it be today is the question. You never know. We'll just have to see as the tyres on your screen as well. Venom now in the pit lane, changing his softs on lap 14 of 33. And the last driver to be on the softs in this race, so he went very long on them. And he's going to put on the hards, I suspect. Or maybe the mediums. That's probably why he's dragged them out so long, actually. Yeah, mediums for this man. Out of the pit lane. Venom comes out of the pit lane in 11, ahead of his teammate. Very much so then. Down into turn one. This is a move waiting to happen, isn't it? Bammy God trying to make that move on critical presence. Only just behind him now in the Red Bull. Can he try and put his car up the inside of the Mercedes? Not just yet. On lap 14 of 33. Right then, while we're sat in this race and nothing really is going on, we might as well have a look at the calendar, shall we? So today, of course, round 8 in Portugal, then it's Sunday in Australia, which, you know what, I quite like that. I think that's pretty good. Then the Wednesday after, so next Wednesday, on the 16th of April, is Singapore. Get in there. What a brilliant race, I've got to say. I love it. Singapore. Then we go to Abu Dhabi, even better. Then Austria. Even better, Austria's brilliant. It's where I first started commentary here at Helheim Racing, and it was the best race I've ever commentated on. Hungary, then in round 13, then Monaco. Oh, Monaco to round the season off. I wouldn't say I'm quite happy with that, but it doesn't matter. Peter picks up a time penalty then. And 3 drivers now with time penalties in this race. It's rated. Makes an overtaking. This race gives us something to watch. Into P5, overtaking Critical Presence, which is very nice. And gets ahead into P5. But pit stops is going to be quite an important thing. Only the, 6 people that have pitted in this race. The rest have not. The rest of them, the 8 drivers that haven't pitted, are Gambit, Betty, Big Bazoons, Matt Brooks, Rated, Critical Presence, Batme God, and SDE. The question is, where are they all going to come out when they decide to do so? The gaps, I'm not sure how big that gap is when you add all their numbers together, but I'm sure, especially for Gambit, he will get out ahead, which is what he wants to be doing. Gambit pits then in this race. Let's see what tyres he goes on to. So Gambit comes out in 8 after he made that pit stop. And now it is Betty and Big Bazoom, the 2 Saubers, up in 1 and 2 in this race, everybody. So let's just see what is gonna unfold is the question. How will it work out? But safety car is out. What has happened here? Safety car deployed. Who's that? Gone off. It is JC. Into the wall. Oh my god. Masterclass from JC. Started on pole. Hits the wall. Brings out the safety car. He's back into the race. Oh my god. JC with a 3-second penalty. But he hits the wall. Gets a bit of wing damage. And now this man is going to have a lovely safety car to possibly help him get himself back into the race. But safety car is deployed, everybody, after a very long race, to be fair. I mean, it was pretty good, then it died down a little bit. And at the moment, we're sat under the safety car, waiting to get racing again. Pit lane for JC then. I think it's the new wing that he's going for. Out of the pit lane for JC. Who else is in the pit lane? I think it's a McLaren, a Blaze. Yeah, both of the guys at the back make their pit stops. And let's see, everybody has made their pit stops as well now in this race. So that is it. Pit stops are done. What you're seeing now is going to be the battle till the end. Lap 19 of 33. And we still have... What's that? Well, not too many laps, is it, at all? So we are Breaking into about 13 laps to go, everybody. Quick message from our sponsors at Track Titan, and we'll be back before the safety car restarts. See you soon.
Track Titan is the fastest way to become a better sim racer, with highly personalized insights assuring that you get the coaching that you need. Track Titan automatically records your driven laps and lets you pinpoint exactly where you're making mistakes, where you're losing time, and how you can fix it. When you sign up with Track Titan, you'll be able to analyze your driving, learn about tracks in the academy, and participate in driving challenges and community races.
And leaping off the line whilst Ryan needs to defend from Max 27, and Max 27's up, and Max 27's well up.
Allowing you to improve your sim racing at your own pace and in a friendly and helpful community. The Track Titan analysis doesn't just show you exactly where you're losing time, but also what faster drivers are doing differently than you, from racing lines to steering inputs. This way you're not only made aware of your mistakes, but you're also given a solution to fix them. In the Academy you can learn all about different tracks, how to properly drive them, test your knowledge, and of course beat the driving challenge. And we've also built up a wonderful community of sim racers who love to help each other out, share stories, videos and pictures, and who participate in the weekly hot lap challenges and races. With even more features coming in the future, be sure to check out Track Titan with a link in the description, or head over to tracktitan.io to sign up.
Bang on time, safety car in at the end of this lap then, everybody. Betty will lead us away, then from Gambit, then from Big Bazooms. Here we go, it is time to go racing once more. Betty in the lead, Gambit second place, Big Bazooms in third. The Sauber's looking strongest in this race today. There's one Ferrari isn't here, one man is here. And we're going to head down the straight. Big Bazoom's going to go for the overtake on Gambit. Already at the start of this restart, round the outside, he tries to get through. But today he can't do it. Now switching back underneath down the inside. Big Bazoom's gets a bit iffy on the exit there. Can't get through this time around, but he's not leaving it there, is he? Oh my god, he's still going for it. This man is an absolute regime, trying to make an overtake on Gambit now down the inside. He's got some incredible speed, and Big Bazooms is going to go through past Gambit down the inside for a brief moment. He gets a better exit on the exit there as Peter gets a 3-second penalty, but Big Bazooms gets ahead of Gambit. It is a kick Sauber 1 and 2 here in Portimao if we can finish in this way. No penalties for the top 6 as STE, Peter, JC and Blaze all have penalties. But a brilliant start from Betty, I've got to admit, as Matt Brooks now challenging Gambit. What is going on? Gambit really hasn't got the speed on them hards. Round the outside then, Matt Brooks on the softs. Gets a bit iffy on the exit, but he's through past Gambit. Matt Brooks, all the way from 10, up into 3rd. After driving perfectly today, Peace with another penalty in this race. But the battle is on for the race win. Could go anybody's way today, it really could. And Matt Brooks is now in with a chance of possibly taking a race win. Look at this, he's closing in on Betty, Big Bazooms as well. Thing is, Matt Brooks' tyres are very much temporary. So are Big Bazooms. Oh, and Betty as well. They're all on the hard. They're all on the soft. Sorry, I didn't realise. It's quite a common theme up at the front. Never mind. As Rated trying to get in on Gambit, who very much misjudges the corner. And now Matt Brooks is closing in on the backside of Big Bazooms. Blaze with another penalty down at the back. As here comes Matt Brooks trying to get in on Big Bazooms down towards turn 1, ladies and gentlemen. Lap 22 of 33. 2/3 in, 1/3 left. Now Matt Brooks gaining on Big Bazooms. Can he go down the inside? Yes, he can. Matt Brooks from P10 to 2nd place now. Now all he's got is to overtake Betty. And oh my, he reignited his championship chances. What is going on? For the driver's standings, he's in second place with 218 points. 6 points clear of Gambit, who was outperforming him very well today. Now down to 4. Matt Brooks is going to outperform Gambit and score very much more points than him. This is going to be brilliant if his tyres can last. With 10 more laps to go on them, he has got to push. Absolutely push on this lap as Venom with a 3-second time penalty. That is 5 people with penalties now as Venom and SDE change positions. Down towards turn 1, big presumes then for the overtake on Matt Brooks around the outside. He's going to go through to second place and get ahead of Matt Brooks. The Kick Sauber 1-2 is back on here today in Portugal. Behind that is Venom and Critical Presence and Bat Me God and STE, all of them giving it everything. Bat Me God down the inside. He takes 8th position, gets ahead of the McLaren and into 8 in his Red Bull. Very, very nice indeed for him. But lap 24 of 33, 9 laps to go before race end, and it is a Kick Sauber 1-2 as the current order just right now. But Matt Brooks is in 3rd, giving a very good shot at Big Presumes and not letting him take it too easily. So let's see. Matt Brooks with a 3-second time penalty, everybody. And Critical Presence too. So Matt isn't going to be wanting to get that. I mean, that is going to completely screw him over. At the time being, that is really going to screw him over. As he is now going to be set back from all the rest of the drivers around him. He's got a 3-second gap. The gap is already half a second now. It's 3.5 essentially, but lap 25 of 33, the laps are ticking down then. It's down the straight. There's drivers behind as well that are incredibly close, side by side. RJ and STE giving it everything then. Here comes STE down the inside. Can RJ make the move? Down to 10, RJ goes. RJ's really been struggling today, I think. Not really going his way down in 10. He will still score points, though, as he tries to stick his car up the inside. JC as well on the comeback today, trying to stick his car up the inside of the Haas car, but today can't make that move stick. Right now, he's going to try and make the move on the Haas once again as he sticks it on the outside line. He holds it round the outside, can't do it this time around, and because of that, consequently, he gets overtaken by Blaze then, who goes through to P12, drops down to 13 now. JC does, but he switches back underneath as Blades goes very wide through the right-hander, and JC back into 12th place in this Grand Prix. Elmaz 11, RJ 10. ST9, Bat Me God 8, Critical Presence 7 in this race, everybody. Oh, Elmez in P13 drops back as Blaze with a 3-second time penalty. But Elmez, not sure what happened with him there, but he spun around and his race is pretty much over today. I mean, if you just gain a little bit, drivers around him have got a lot of penalties, so he could possibly take advantage of that. 7 laps to go in this Grand Prix, everybody. It is run down incredibly quick, I must say. But up 26 of 33 then, and the battling still continues. From behind, the Kick Sauber 1-2 is still on the cards, which is absolutely incredible as we head down into the main straight and then turn 1. But Betty in the lead, then Big Bazooms, then Matt Brooks. And Matt Brooks looking like he might be able to make a move pretty soon. He's only 0.4 of a second behind. This is incredible. Right behind him now. Down the straight as well as nothing happens there. Maybe a move between some of these guys. Oh, side by side from RJ and Crit. RJ up into 8. It's brilliant. He's absolutely flying through the order now. The Alpine finding his footing, getting through past the drivers on these medium compound tyres. It is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant as he's making the overtakes. And now Blazed and JC at the back having a bit of a scrap as well. This is what we'd like to see. The battling from behind is very apparent as well, as they all give it 100%. Ooh, down the straight. Matt Brooks and Big Bazooms. Matt into second place. Big Bazooms in third. And now the kick Saber 1-2 slowly falling apart. Do remember, though, that it is a 3-second penalty for Matt Brooks. Right then, everybody, lap 29 of 33 in this Grand Prix. We've had the sprint race, we've had 2 short qualifyings, and we've had a Grand Prix now as well. And lap 29 of 33. 4 more to go. And the 1-2 is back on the cards as Betty and Big Bazooms 1 and 2 in this race so far. The gap is 3.3 seconds here in Portimao. And that gap doesn't really matter. The gap that does matter is between Big Bazooms and Matt, who has got all the power to disrupt this 1-2 finish. He has got a 3-second penalty himself, but if he can get ahead and then gain 3 seconds on top, that will definitely destroy the 1-2 finish for today. But I've got to say, the battling from behind has been very nice as well. It's been pretty unnoticed, actually, from us in the commentary box, as we haven't really been able to... I haven't really been keeping track on the back, but you know what? They've been battling quite hard. And Blazed trying to make that overtake on JC on lap 30 of 33, as there's only 3 laps to go then before the end of this Grand Prix. But RJ up into 7. And Big Bazooms with a time penalty in this race, but a lot of penalties now across the grid, and I've got to say, Big Bazooms getting a penalty is going to probably throw it around a little bit, because it means that Big Bazooms and Matt Brooks are completely equal now. So wherever they finish it won't really matter. Both on 3 seconds of time penalties. Rated is just behind with a 1 second gap, so they can't let him get any closer because he's not got a penalty at all. And everybody around pretty much does. Gambit and Venom have one as well. RJ doesn't, so maybe if he can gain a bit more, he'll be able to fast track a few positions in this race. But at the minute, Venom's 3 second penalty, he'll still stay in 6th position. It won't change a thing. Well, lap 31 of 33 begins then. JC, I think, spun around at the back. Still on lap 31, but still on lap 30. On lap 30, sorry, but here we go then. But Betty still holds the race lead, everybody, down into turn 1. He's going to begin the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix. It was Gambit who won the sprint race, and this time it's looking like Betty is going to come home and win the Grand Prix. Leads the World Championship standings by about 15 points from the guys behind, but now Matt Brooks down into 2nd place. And the 1-2 finish for the Saubers is looking out the window. Gambit into 4th. They both go around. Gambit and Rated both spin around then as Gambit continues on. Rated gets the worst end of the stick as he now still in 5 but drops back. Gambit, I think, lets him through. Maybe because he knows he was in the wrong there, but fair enough if you let him through because of that. Matt Brooks and Big Bazoom still going at it. Big Bazoom's back into 2nd place. Brilliant battling from then as he gets into 2nd. The 1-2 finish could still be happening. It is very fluctuating though. Nobody knows exactly what is going to go on as the final lap is very much near, everybody. Very, very much near in this race. Here we go then. Lap 33 of 33 begins. Betty in this Sauber heads into turn 1. And like I mentioned in the sprint race, I think he was 3rd position, majority of it. Couldn't really find his footing. Couldn't really find the time for that win today. He couldn't really put anything out of the bag. He did get a podium, but it wasn't the icing on the cake that he needed. And here in the Grand Prix, he's got it started absolutely perfect, the exact way he wanted to do it. Betty could be on for the win today, very much likely so, as Matt Brooks and Big Bazoom still going at it. The 1-2 finish for the Saubers is definitely not confirmed as Matt Brooks tries to spoil the party. He's going to go around the outside of the final lap of the race. Matt Brooks falls behind. And I think that's it. I think that's game over. Matt Brooks in 3rd position drops back. Betty pretty soon to round off the final few corners. It's looking like this man will become the race winner here for round 8. But could it be a 1-2 finish is the bigger bearing question. 33 long laps of the Portuguese Grand Prix. And Betty rounds off the final corner to cross the line for round 8 and take that win. Take the checkered flag, and at the 2nd time of asking, Betty wins the Portuguese Grand Prix. Big Bazooms crosses the line to bring it home for 3rd place as Rated takes 2nd without any penalties. Rated F1 splits up the 2 Saubers, and the 1-2 does not happen as Big Bazooms takes 3rd. Matt Brooks 4, Gambit 5, Venom 6, RJ 7, Batmy got 8, Critical Presence 9, Elmes 10, SD 11, Blaze 13, JC 13, and Peter in 14. Right there, everybody. Finish results for the Grand Prix. Betty takes the win from Rated second place. Big Bazoom comes home in third. Gambit 4 from Venom 5. Matt Brooks in sixth, then from RJ, who takes 7th position. Critical Presence in 8. Batme God 9. JC comes home to round off the top 10. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Helheim Racing has been great on the Wednesday today, but next race is tomorrow out for PGS Esports F1, the realistic tier. I'm going to do the same race intro that I did here today, so make sure you're sticking around and looking for that. Hopefully you've enjoyed today. I'll see you tomorrow for PGS, or if you're here for Helheim, I will see you next Sunday. Have a nice evening and good night, everybody.